Good evening. Welcome back to another episode of the Group Chat Podcast. I'm joined, as always, my brother standing in 6'1", 253 pounds. Will is in the building. How we feeling?
Blessed and highly favored.
I just like seeing niggas like put together like the height and the weight, and it's just like you start
I
seeing
think we
niggas
be
sitting
trying to
out
figure
there.
out which one of us is this.
That's what I be waiting for. I'm always waiting to see.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
man, I'm good, man. I'm here. I'm blessed and highly favored.
amen, amen. Other brother standing in 6'2", 240. Niggas is hefty this week. Tony is in the building. How we feeling?
I'm well.
There you go. That could be like, I'm sure there's a defensive tackle who played in like the 80s who's 6'2", 240 was probably his measurements.
Nah. Them niggas was at least 350, 340. That was the day of the heavyweight, you know?
They did used to just put fat niggas in. They just had their ass stand in the middle and say, hey, bro, just don't move. If you don't let niggas move you gonna get paid.
None of that positionless foolishness.
That's a fact. Speaking of defensive tackles, Aaron Donald, hope you having a great day. Stay home, bro. It's okay. Like it's good. You got money. You got a legacy. You could stay home. I know you've been at the Rams facility, but like you good.
That Aaron Donald shit only funny because, like, realistically, say Aaron Donald come back tomorrow and, like, ramp up. Aaron Donald Achilles is probably cooked by, like, November. Like, I know we like to do all the fucking, like, he ain't normal, XYZ stuff when it comes to certain people, but it's just like, bro. Like, let's relax, man. We watched this movie so many times.
Aaron Donald is like more so scary as a thought if they actually like if he's a rotational player like weeks 1 through 10 and they don't really have him start playing real games until like that last 5-6 of the regular season. Because you're not gonna get double teamed. Like right now, again, Aaron Donald's one of the greatest players ever. But like right now, Myles Garrett is by far the bigger problem. So it's like if you picking who to double team in 2026, it's not a conversation. You double team Myles Garrett.
The Aaron Donald thing is funny because it's just like I'd be interested to see what Aaron Donald looks like after not playing professional football for 3 years against like niggas that have been playing professional football the last 3 years. Like not to say Aaron Donald won't be good, but like the idea that Aaron Donald comes back tomorrow and has 15 sacks is just like, all right, man. Like
it's.
That's just like motherfuckers are too athletic today. Like motherfuckers are just too athletic for that.
That's like Shannon's always a great example, and I take his word to it. He's like, Shannon is still in great shape. Shannon still lives. He does all this shit, and he's just like, bro, about 2 years after I was done, it was like I couldn't take a hit no more. Like I was always working out. I was always exercising. Like I've never been like Shannon's always been in great shape. He's like, about 2 years, my body was done taking hits forever. And so I kind of, even though Aaron Donald's the one giving hits, I'm like, I still feel like that shit applies the same. So, but at least for some fun stuff. Who we been listening to this week, you guys? Who's making y'all rap of the week? I know Tony got like a Larry June is on a fucking, what's my man's name? Man, I put Gino Auriemma and why am I blanking? John Wooden. There we go. I was like literally like mixing their names together, and I was about to say like the craziest fucking name for a coach. You got Larry June on like one of their title runs. These niggas just go 6-7 in a row, and everybody just accepts it like, yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, I don't need to. Like I don't need to. When I have a different rapper of the week, then I will say my rapper of the week. Until then, the show moves on.
That's amen. Who you been listening to this week, Will?
I really don't have a rapper of the week, but actually this week in the gym I actually listened to some Larry June because I know Tony always talk about that nigga. So I figured let me give this nigga a listen. So I started. I don't even remember which project. Maybe it was because I think I went to like the latest projects or whatever he dropped this year. I started listening to that in the gym on today Wednesday. I think that was Monday. That was definitely Monday. That's the only rap I've listened to this week.
Nah, it's valid.
So I guess he my rapper of the week because he the only rapper I listen to.
Hey man, that's good enough.
This verse
Larry June.
Shout out Larry June. You was just because he drops like an insane amount of albums. How many albums has he dropped this year, Tony?
like solo albums.
Yeah,
One.
just the one. Oh, okay, so he's doing a bunch of what, group shit or?
No. He dropped a 7-song project with Currency, but that was it.
Oh, okay. My rapper of the week is Lecrae. Again, I don't got a ton to choose from this week, but I went back and listened to Gravity, which is one of my favorite projects by him. Also, shout out to Big Crit. Big Crit, I'm aware it's not like an album that's really well known. Big Crit left Earth on Gravity. So shout out to Big Crit. Shout out to Lecrae. Let me pull this up here real quick. So, speaking of music,
Lecrae, the Christian rapper?
That's
absolutely,
exactly who Lecrae is.
absolutely.
Don't be playing stupid, nigga.
That's,
Like you don't know Cray.
His mama don't even call him Cray.
That's for the streets.
I got put on
call you by your hood nickname.
I got put onto Lecrae when I went to a French church in high school, and they had it was like a documentary basically that he put out, and they were playing that shit in the, like, you know when you got like Bible study and like they separate the adults and the kids.
No,
So,
I don't. I hate to tell you, I really don't.
when they had youth group on
never been there.
Wednesdays, they separate. And so we went over to the youth group, and the youth group pastor basically was like, "Hey, I'm gonna show you guys this." He put out a video, and it was basically he was detailing his life because, similar to somebody else we're gonna talk about, before Lecrae found God, he found a red flag, and that was how he was living up until he got out of prison. I think when he was 16. But he went down like the whole line and basically talking about like his dad was involved, his uncles were involved, et cetera, and he only stopped because he put his head through a car. And so
He come
windshield.
from a long line of gangbanging. You're saying?
Yes, I ain't even gonna say allegedly. Like he, just,
yes.
he willingly,
Such
he willingly.
Almost.
Such as
almost
1/3 of
Bible
this
study
show.
was. That's crazy.
I don't know.
I said 1/3. I didn't say who.
Oh man,
That's crazy,
Oh.
Justin. I don't even know if it's gangs in Maryland. They gang bang? What's your set? What's your set?
It's one gang in Baltimore that matters, and I'm not saying that on this show. Fuck that.
What, Bird gang?
I wish.
But yeah, it was one time. I almost went to Bible study once when I was a kid, though.
there you go.
Facts.
I encourage everybody to go. It's a good time.
My grandma. I think
Like
I said
most
mentioned
stories,
it on the
this
show
ends with
before.
Will fighting.
No. My grandma on my dad's side, like, she was like heavy into church. Even my brother on that side, like, that's what they did. So like, we got different moms and shit. So like, we used to come together like a couple times every few months or a couple times a month or some shit. Like we'd be at my grandma's house for the weekend, and on Sundays they would get up and go to church. It's like I shout out to them. They was itching to praise, but one day she tried to tell me like, yeah, you need to get up and get dressed, so we can go to Bible study or some shit like that. And I said, Bible study?
Man, look.
I called my mama so quick and said, come pick me up.
Bible study is good. Bible study was like.
I didn't know what type of shit went on there. It sounded like school to me. Like Sunday school, Bible study, shit like that. Like, I wasn't with none of that. On the weekend, I barely wanted to do my schoolwork during the week. You think I'm going to Bible study and Sunday school?
So see, that's how they get you though, because Bible study we went on Wednesday nights. So it'd be Wednesday night you'd have Bible study, and then Sunday you'd have church / Sunday school. And I remember there's like
Slash. What you mean by slash? Like these two different things?
yeah, these are two different things. So Wednesday night. So yeah, Wednesday
No,
night.
I'm talking about the church / Sunday school. It's
Correct.
Like the
So
after party. It's like the church after party.
So, there's still something after that because you would be with, so from 9 to 10.
With y'all all day, it's crazy.
From 9 to
Post
10:30.
church.
Yeah, 9 to 10:30 is everybody was in the room. Everybody was in the hall. Like you'd sing, you'd go over the lesson, and then at 10:30 they kick all the kids out. You would go down to Sunday school, and then there was basically like an after study post church from like 12 to 1:30. So you was there for basically like 5-6 hours. So
All right, so you spend 7-8 hours of school on Wednesday, then you gotta go to church at night.
7 to
Then
8:30.
then come Sunday, you gotta spend an hour and a half church service, then another hour and a half post church service.
And you pretty much church all day because you know church motherfuckers love to go eat. Like all the breakfast spots be packed on Sundays at the church.
All the golden corrals and shit.
all the,
Man,
all the
nah,
corrals, all the
see.
lunch spots. Like
That's
they
what
gonna
was-
be deep as hell.
That's what was clutch is because my grandma and I were antisocial. So like we knew the spots where like everybody from church went to go eat, and we specifically had a space that like nobody from church was at. And so we'd go there on Sunday mornings, and then we didn't do. There would be because like, we got issues anyway. The is because my uncle, who's the pastor, from time to time, he'd want to do paint parties, and I didn't have to be. I was like 11 years old. So he lived very much. So I'm gonna give him props really quick before I say something derogatory about him. He absolutely like lived his pastor raps, for about lack of a better word. Like he drove a Jeep until that motherfucker had like 320,000 miles on it. My aunt, who's his wife, she was a school teacher. He was a pastor. They lived really super low to the ground, and so but they would have like paint parties, which is just kind of a term for like if somebody needed help, like if somebody needed a room painted because they got a kid coming in or they need help moving, like he would literally organize and be like, all right, so and so needs this. Can I get some volunteers? And they would dead ass at the church, like go help paint somebody's room, or they would go help them move and stuff like that. And so, but again, even as a 10 and 11-year-old, I was like, paint parties don't sound dope. And then once I really got into football, that's when it really started fucking with me. Because now I'm like, because West Coast, you got to realize like games start at 10 a.m. And so now I'm sitting there and I'm just like, damn, ever got an early game because they're on the East Coast. And that means if I'm in church, I'm going to completely miss the game. And this is before streaming. So it's like once the game's gone, all you got is like, if you got what's it called, digital cable, and like you get NFL Network at the end of the day, I'm telling my age here, then it's like you get the recap of the game. But I would just dead ass miss the whole, like, I'm like, damn, do I really want to miss the whole game? And that was the first time, like, I had like 5 or 6 years in a row of like, I need 5 or 6, fuck, more than that. I was like, I started going when I was probably 7. So from like 7, no, I had 5 years. Okay, so like 7 to 12, I missed maybe like one day at church. Like I had damn near close to perfect attendance. And then once I was like, it was a Broncos Falcons game. They ended up losing. And I was like, I don't want to miss the game.
Theme of your
And
life.
after you telling me, I also got there's another Bronco Falcons game. Peyton Manning decided to throw 4 picks on Monday Night Football. It's my birthday. Niggas was letting me down.
I don't remember that happening. That's very fun.
But yeah, so that was what broke kind of like my church perfect attendance, and then I've been so because once my uncle retired, I didn't care for the new pastor at that church. So, and now there's too many mega churches around us.
I don't care for the new pastor.
We got a
Really be going
church
to
down the
church and shit.
street.
That's crazy, man.
Bro, they got a church down the street.
Not fuck with them.
If your church is too big, I don't fuck with you. The church down the street got like 30 buses. Why your church got 30 buses? Why is the church like? Why is
it? The fuck?
I can't. but yeah. So
That's like saying why a stadium sit thousands of people.
Hey, look, man.
Okay.
We got another versus, and this one I'm actually interested in. We got YG versus Game. This is going down tomorrow night, and it's in LA. I don't know the exact venue. I want to start here. This is a clear example of, in my opinion, if you ask me who got the better catalog, Game has the better catalog. I think it's debatable for best project, but because YG's got one classic, Game has one, debatably two. I think Game raps better than YG. If we want to go holistically throughout their entire career. And he's obviously had a longer career. He has probably more, quote unquote, like if you just listed down good songs, he has more than YG. I say all that to say
Nah.
holistically, Game's got a lot of shit. Like it's just he's got a
YG
longer.
is a better West Coast rapper than Game is.
So that
And that's
I
what this
agree
is
with.
about. That's what this is all about.
Because this shit, I'm trying to like sit there in my head. I'm like, this bitch is gonna end up like if you keep in score, if it's still 20, I haven't watched the verses in a minute, but if they still keeping it to 20 songs, then like this bitch is gonna be like this is 13-7, 14-6, and YG is whooping ass. How many like definitive wins? Because YG has Anthems, which is the one that he definitively has over Game. Because what's Game's biggest record gonna be that he could pull out? One Blood, Hate It or Love It.
What's YG's? I guess what's his big anthem?
BPT, My Nigga, Fuck Donald Trump.
I'm saying which is the one that you or I'm saying which is the one you saying like or you saying all of those you just named Game.
Oh, I don't think Game can beat any of those three records. I don't think, especially in LA, I don't
Game
think,
ain't got nothing for BPT in LA.
yeah. BPT is gonna go crazy. Fuck Donald Trump is again. Fuck Donald Trump is still the craziest concert experience I've ever had in my life for like a singular moment. Now I heard it in Mexico, so it rang off differently. But I really like lives were on the line when that shit dropped. Because even those beat drops, like the beat drop to Fuck Donald Trump, the beat drop to BPT, the beat drop to My Nigga, like that shit, you win the round right then and there. And I don't think Game has anything.
Game didn't get enough. He didn't have a long enough Dre run to compete with YG and Mustard.
That's.
I think especially probably if we just talking like West Coast for sure. Like I think if that's what it's about, like who's more West Coast than like I think for sure like YG.
Well, y'all not from the West Coast. Do you feel like those records? Because a lot of people are saying that. I feel like the notion right now is like it's in LA. YG's records hit off different in LA. As somebody who's not from I'm not from LA technically, but just I'm an hour and away.
West Coast,
for people that aren't from LA, that are from California, like, do you feel like those records are bigger, or who do you feel has like the bigger outreach? If we talking between YG and Game.
Well, I mean, I've been a YG fan for like since like 2012, so it's like that the thing about YG that feels weird. Unless you really sit and think about it, is like YG been doing this since like 2009. Like YG got hits since like the early 2010s. So when you think about just the different eras he's had and everything like that, he got a lot of records that I don't even think people recognize unless like outside of the West Coast. So it's like obviously Game is the bigger name, if you will, and even that I think is kind of like not the same as it would have been like 5 years ago. Yeah, I think even that as time passes is probably not even still real. But yeah, like I don't like this is like a very interested versus to me, because like I just don't see Game beating YG in this space.
That's kind of I think it's definitely more of an environment thing. It's like obviously like Game is a West Coast rapper. He always represented the West Coast, but his sound ain't traditional West Coast. So I think that's kind of the biggest thing. And I mean, to be honest, like they two different eras, like for sure, like they two different generations. So it's like, yeah, I think if it's I think because of the way it's going to be viewed, because of where it's going down, that I think YG would definitely have the edge just off the West Coast sound. But I also think, I think Game, and I'm definitely not as familiar with like YG as y'all are. Like I've listened to some of his shit, and like I'm looking at my other screen with just kind of some of both of their tracks, but I'm not as familiar with YG as y'all both are. Like obviously I listen to some of his projects and shit like that, but just not dove deep as y'all did. No Diddy.
Like
but like
22, like Tony's point of having shit going back to '09 and 2010, like YG has Nipsey records that are gonna go crazy. Uh, YG has the better Drake record. Like they both got a Drake record that is a hit. YG's Drake record is better. It's.
But I think too. Like I guess because I want like, and this just me going off the track list. And like I said, I'm not like the YG like fan that you guys are. But when I look at like. I hate it or love it, like to me, and maybe it don't ring off the same on like the West Coast or in this situation, but it's like to me, like that would be one that's tough to beat. But y'all saying he ain't got nothing that can even go toe to toe with none of the shit YG got.
So I think the problem is hate it or love it is, and I'm kind of sticking with those two records because I don't want to diminish hate it or love it because that obviously is a huge record. But I think if I'm going like, if I'm ranking songs. And it's like, all right, what are the 10 best, or like what's going to play the 10 best, quote unquote, in this environment? I don't think Hate It or Love It, specifically those three, I'll say. Like Hate It or Love It might be 4, which means Game's kind of got to play it. He needs to play that in a round. I'm sorry?
What if 50 Cent come out?
Hey, look, man.
I'm just asking.
That's slick a alpha game because it's like then we remember who the more important person was.
I mean, niggas ain't never forgot that.
Like that's where I think it's like Game is going to have to be like really smart about this to keep it close, in my opinion. Because if you just try to go like my biggest hit for your biggest hit, I think it's going to look really bad in comparison. But again, if you save Hate It or Love It after he's played some of those big records, like, then I think Game has a better chance. Like, would you give anything to, and this obviously the crowd will play a lot of factor in, to maybe not to the same extent because only niggas view them quite the same, but like how Kiss was able to like really MC and like control the crowd during both of his performances, right? Both with the group performance, the Locks, Dipset, and then solo versus Fab. Where like you could have argued before going into it as like musically close, but he was so dominant in his performance. Like, do y'all think Game could do that?
The thing about that is Kiss is smart.
And that's kind of, well, not, before you finish that though, like I think also like, I don't think just in general, like Kiss and Fab, they did, oh not, what we talking about, the Dipset and the Locks.
Both of them, because I think Kiss did it. I think he went MVP on that shit because he did it twice.
Yeah,
but in solo.
But Fab, that shit was like early. That shit was. It wasn't like concert style. That was just them two going back to back. So like, Kiss and the Locks and Dipset. That was in New York, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, New York love that nigga. Like they fuck with Dipset too, but like, New York love the Locks. Like I don't know if LA love Game, especially coming off the Kendrick shit. Like. I think when you take all of that shit into consideration with this versus, like, I don't necessarily know that he even got the West Coast like on his side going into
it. See, that part I feel like, and some of it is like operator error, like if you want to say his own choices, but like that part I feel is kind of unfortunate because Game should be. Like, he was the most prominent West Coast rapper for damn near a decade. Like, he should be in that space where, like, you should look at him in this more revered way than he is. Obviously, some of that is because of the way he acts, and obviously that's on his own, and that's his own fault. But, like, I do think it is kind of crazy that, like, somebody who is a... We always talk about like Game makes the top 100 rapper list, right? Which means you win the top 1%, 0.1% of niggas who have ever rapped. And to feel like, damn, in your own city that you were the guy for a prolonged period of time, niggas like, you're not really LA. Niggas in LA don't really like you. Like all this stuff, it's like, that feels like a bad place for Game to be.
And it might also he wasn't LA.
You said what?
I ain't never heard nobody say he wasn't really LA.
No, but you're not like the guy in LA. They're giving the LA advantage to YG, like without really. A lot of people like giving the LA advantage to YG without even really considering it. And it's like this was a dude who had a And YG to me is the second biggest artist out of LA since he started, and Kendrick's the only one big. And that's not really a shot. It's just you're just not him, right? But because even when you like at the Pop House show, which I just earlier this
YG
week,
not
I
bigger
rewatched
than
Kendrick's.
Tyler. Like not
Tyler,
even at all.
But that's super.
Even to the pop-up example, Tyler got a much louder. Tyler got the biggest reaction not named Kendrick Lamar that night.
That's true, but so to me, the Tyler shit is a lot more recent. Meaning, if like Tyler lapping him, if you go the totality of 10 years, right now Tyler is bigger, but YG has been a bigger artist to LA for a longer part of that 10 years than Tyler was.
Man, you said since he came out.
I don't know, like the hood in LA or LA as a total, as a complete thing, because LA as a complete city, no, he hasn't. LA like the hood, like Compton, South Central, sure, and even in that. Even if we go into the hood, YG wasn't bigger than Nipsey. If we just keeping it hood,
nah, but that's a different combo.
And like YG is like one of my favorite West Coast rap, like top 5 favorite West Coast rappers, probably like top 3 really, but like second, like Dot is one clearly, like whole tier by itself. After that, when we talk about number 2. Is if we just keeping it all LA, is Tyler. If we keeping it to the streets, is Kendrick then Nip.
You don't think you don't think if Dot's tier 1, you don't think YG and Tyler both are in tier 2?
No, I'm saying they're in the same tier, but I'm talking about just the second position, silver medal, if you will.
Okay. No, and that's again as we're talking right now, that's probably valid. I guess in my mind, I'm thinking again the Tyler shit is, if you take the full 10 years, Tyler has lapped him, but the majority of that 10 years, I feel like YG has been the guy. Like YG, My Crazy Life to Still Brazy. If you want to go even like re-up 2, My Crazy Life, Still Brazy, doing the stuff with Nipsey, like that first part of that 10 years, like. YG was out of here. Again, only Kendrick, in my opinion, was running ahead of him from LA. And that was with TD. Like, Schoolboy had a... I'm sorry?
Oh, no, go ahead, Joe. My bad.
I was like, because to me, during that run, like, I feel like Schoolboy got really underrated because Schoolboy was definitively top 5, but it felt like there was a huge gap, and that kind of underplayed him because he wasn't Kendrick, YG, or Nipsey, and it was like be in 4th place sometimes or 5th, and that's where, because Tyler, when he came out, I don't think people associated Tyler as a West Coast artist when he was doing, like when he first broke out, versus YG has been associated as a West Coast artist since literally his first time dropping music. What was you gonna say, Will?
No, I was just what was YG's like last I guess big song?
YG's last big record. I feel like it was there. I would have to look at it actually, because he's had good records, but like I don't think he's had like any hit.
Yeah, like I know he always got some shit, but I don't, like, and I'm genuinely asking, like I just don't know.
Like, I have to really look at the last few joints.
If you want to talk like massive hit, and I'm trying to make sure my timeline here. What year has Big Bank come out?
That could be it. I feel like that's 2020, maybe.
Is that 2020? Because it'd be that or well, no, that's Nipsey's song. Never mind. I was gonna say man, I'm blanking on the name. But it's on Nipsey's album, though. It's not.
Big Bank is 20. I don't know when Big Bang came out.
2018. It was released May 2018.
Gotcha.
Okay, so 2018. So that one's, let's see. Yeah, reach number 1. Is that probably his, like,
he had a song called Triple Six with Youngboy. I need to go pray. Jesus Christ.
We just talking about go to Sunday school. That might be if we talking like huge records. That might be it for YG. Uh, but he's always got like I really like the shit him and Tiger did the collab album they put out a couple years ago.
That was a
That's
really
got
good
some shit
album.
on it, but that probably doesn't have like a quote unquote like #1 record. I don't think so. Tiger's also great at collab albums. There you go, Tiger. This is your second shout out of this year. Um, but yeah, it would probably be Big Bank is probably his last like huge hit. What's the game's last huge hit?
Games last huge hit, man.
Like,
Question.
Games last huge hit. That's a hell of a question.
because that's the other thing I think that's more so depicting like this situation is again, Game had his run, he had his time, but I don't even think he sounds
Was it that
like
Boom IA joint? I feel like that was like
Golly,
his last
Ali
big
Bomaye.
record. Yeah. Or 100 with Drake.
True. That album was fire though. The one that had which album was that? That had Ali Bomaye on it. What album was that?
that's like Game's got some shit. He's got some great albums.
Was that
He's
Jesus
got,
Piece?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think it was
about
Jesus
right.
Piece.
Man, I don't know if we're #1, but what's the one with there's a bunch of it's him, Chris Brown, Wayne, and Wiz.
My nigga, that could have been any DJ Khaled album ever. Like
It was on Game, it was on Game's album. I'm trying
that
to
was
think of
a
the name.
celebration on
Yeah.
the Jesus piece on Jesus piece.
Again,
yeah.
I don't know if that one went #1, but I know that had some motion. But again, Game is like, is Game just gonna go up there and sound dated? Like, is he gonna sound like how old's the Game?
I don't think he will.
I mean, it's weird because verses is like when you go into a verse, is like they hear it, they there to listen to your like
the
to your
hits.
classic shit. Like that's what they're there for. They ain't there to listen to the new game. The new game.
Yeah.
What are the other records you feel like? Because you brought up Hater to Love It. What's the other records you feel like for Game that it's like this is a more of a fight than maybe we're selling it to be?
Well, I'm not even saying whether it's more or less of a fight. I'm just more so saying like, I guess I'm more. Man, maybe it's me not being as familiar with, like I said, with YG, or like maybe how he's viewed more than anything. Because I won't say like I'm not familiar with his records, but like maybe with how like some of those records are viewed. But I'm like, I think it just to me it just sounds crazy to say like the Game ain't got nothing for some of those. And like I said, I know the records that y'all named, but maybe I'm just not familiar with how big they were overall. So when I
think
look,
those
I mean,
three like
Hated to Love It
pop out
for
a lot
sure.
of
I
people.
look at, yeah, I look at like how we do. That's something that I think is big. And I mean, One Blood to me, like One Blood was probably
He gets
one
all
of
the
the
niggas
biggest
to come out and
songs,
do the remix verse. Then that's the point.
like I mean that got to be, you know, that's probably on the list of one of the most like remix songs of all time.
No, that's a fact. No, One Blood will be a fight. Like again, what I'm trying to
Like I said, because like I'm not really like I'm not really debating like who I don't really give a fuck who wins. Like I could care less. I guess I'm more so like, which I guess I see it when I watch it because it sounds like it's supposed to be a landslide.
it to me right now, yes, I feel like it's a landslide. I'm trying to think of like what again. To me, Game's got to make it. Again, if maybe he comes out and the performance is crazy, then obviously he could have that. Like I've seen YG a few times live. Like YG's a good performer. I'm not gonna say he's like a great like a super top tier performer. I've never seen Game live, so I don't know. I know he was yelling at niggas to stand up during his songs, which
What
ain't a good
YG
start.
gonna do when the game say red rose, white ceiling? What do you got for that? What do you got for that, Tony?
I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you.
If he says that shit, that's no, we good on that. But One Blood definitely like One Blood is a point. Again, if he picks and chooses like when like if you avoid like the anthems that YG has, then I think you could start if you're doing scoring, then this is gonna be more competitive. But he's also gonna have to bring the crowd back in. Because the songs that YG plays, like that crowd will go nuts. And I don't know how he's gonna be able to get them back on his side post them going crazy. Because he is like
I mean,
Tyler
it depends
did,
on like if these people that are coming are fans of YG and the game, or if they fans of YG or the game. Like if you fans of YG and the game, like I don't think you gonna have an issue. Like because the niggas that's coming to the show is like when you going like the people going to see Usher and Chris Brown, you're going to see Usher and Chris Brown. Like you ain't Usher ain't performing and you like, man, Chris Brown got to get us back on his side. Like you there to see both of them. So it's like even though this is framed as a versus, this is literally like it ain't the verses that it was when it first came about. So it's literally like a concert where these niggas is performing they top songs.
I mean that's valid. That probably plays like. I even think of like what's even the shit they got together. I think Who Do You Love is better than 100. I think YGS features with Nipsey. I mean Nipsey's on fuck Donald Trump. Like he's got better Nipsey features than Game has, and that'll go crazy. I don't know, man. I would find it tough. Like I'm gonna enjoy it. It's just gonna be tough, I think, in my head right now to imagine like walking away from this and being like, all right, YG didn't just clear him. And does YG get points for that? Like if you body someone who's been, again, jokes aside, like as relevant and as productive as Game has been in his career, like do you get points for that? Like niggas start looking at you differently than they might have beforehand?
What you mean?
I mean, I think not if y'all saying he punching down already.
Yeah,
like,
what you mean? Do he get points for what?
Like Kiss got points for dominating in the verses. Like there was a better opinion of Jadakiss, no matter what your opinion. Like you might have already had a super high opinion of him, maybe you had an indifferent opinion, but like you walked away from that going like, damn, he smoked that, he killed them. Like
Because people thought Kiss would lose. Like people thought Dipset would beat the Locks, and people thought Fab had too many hit records for Kiss. Like they thought Fab would overwhelm Kiss with hits, but like Fab fell into the trick basket of like trying to match Kiss for street shit when he should have just played the Lady Bag. But that's like if had Fab just played the Lady records, Fab would have won. But Fab got tricked into trying to match Kiss with street shit, and it's like there's only 3 rappers ever that could probably match Kiss with street shit. So it's like that was never going to happen. And like Dipset clearly don't like each other. So like the Locks won before they even hit the stage.
Yeah,
like the Locks won that versus before they even
shit,
came up.
That was like Kiss just outperforming niggas.
Okay, so you feel like if to make sure I understand it correctly, so because you feel like because Kiss was like a quote unquote underdog heading into it, like that's what helped amplify it so much more.
For sure. Had people looked at those situations as like, oh yeah, this is a Locks victory or this is a Kiss victory, what Kiss did would still be great and impressive, but it wouldn't have hit as hard as it did. It hit as hard as it did because Kiss was the underdog in those situations. For YG, if he goes out there and beats Game with whatever a win looks like in a fucking 2026 versus, if he goes out there and wins, then it's like, okay, he did what people thought he'd do. Like him having the better West Coast records won the West Coast versus. Like
that's a fact.
Like there's only two people. There's only 2 people like from this generation of West Coast rapper that can compete with YG when you thinking like West Coast rap, and that's well maybe three. I say 3 when you think about like a West Coast type of rap on like because 1 probably don't got the record, so 2, which is Nip and Kendrick. Like I was thinking Schoolboy Q, but Schoolboy Q don't have the hit records. He got the rapping, but he don't have the records. And then, like, with somebody like Tyler, it's not all West Coast sounding, so it's different in that way.
He probably doesn't. excuse me. I'm not sure if any of them have enough, but like, if it was to 10 instead of 20, J Rock could put up a fight. I just don't know I don't know against YG. Like when he's talking about like only two other niggas that could like fight YG, and he's like referencing Kendrick and Nip. As far as like West Coast sounding, like J Rock could do it. I just don't think J Rock could do it to 20. But if we just go in 10, I think J Rock could put up a fight. And J Rock is beloved. Like more like again, he's gonna have that extra value of like, even if you don't think quote unquote the records, like, and this is where game is losing some of it, or it feels like, is like people like J Rock more than they like the game. At least for what is perceived out there. Maybe he shows up and everybody just acts like they love him, or everybody, and maybe that perception he proves is wrong, and that's, you know, credit to him. But niggas love J Rock. Again, I just don't think he'd go to 20. Game's got to be. Did we rank Game when we did the tier list a few weeks ago? Off the top of our head, was he in B or A?
B.
Don't remember. It was B.
I believe.
Because I'm just kind of curious of like, as we
I think we had 50. We had to fight you to get 50. And where did we get 50? Did we get 50?
I think y'all got 50 into S.
Yeah. So we got 50.
Probably.
Because 50 and Future ended up, I think, being like the last two, the late editions.
Wherever T.I. is, 50 is. That I do know. So wherever we landed with one, we put the other.
I think y'all put J. I think 50 ended up above T.I. So I think T.I. was in A. I go back to the doc. I think T.I. ended in A, and 50 ended up making his way to S. That being said, I guess like
50's in S, T.I.'s in A. Yeah.
Any of those S tier niggas do, like, is any of the A tier niggas done a versus yet? Just looking over the list real quick.
Why would they bother? Two of them are dead, so no. So
the A tier.
So no, they have not.
So what? No. No, because we put Nelly in A tier. Nelly did one of the ones like
A tier. You said A tier, yeah.
Nelly did.
Snoop did one. Snoop and DMX did it.
Snoop and DMX did.
Yeah, so I thought you said S tier, but yeah, Snoop and DMX did.
Cam by proxy. Jeezy in one of the most famous verses.
Jeezy, Nelly.
Jeezy in one of the most memorable verses.
Nelly and Ludacris doing one in like when it was fucking like storming outside and Nelly barely had internet connection. Like,
terrible connection.
That could have been like such a fire versus. It was like that was the wrong time to do it. But that could have been heat. Yeah, you ever think? I guess real quick, wind on here. Any of the biggest you think ever gonna do it? Like anybody that is in any of the S tier people gonna do it? Obviously not the deceased, but like anybody else in S tier you think ever would do it?
Nah, niggas ain't hurting for no money like that.
Yeah,
they wouldn't get none out of it.
That's a fact. They killed for a multitude of reasons, but they were killing Wayne for saying that shit. He's like, I want to do it because nobody can fuck with me, and I'm just like, that's probably how they all like at that point. Like they all probably fucking feel like that.
That's true though. Like I don't know why people like the opinion of Lil Wayne is it goes too far one way or the other, and that's one of the biggest problems we got. Like look, like there's no logical takes on Lil Wayne. Everything skews too far one way or the other.
Yeah, because it's like even him saying if it's fucking 1,000 rappers and I say can't nobody fuck with me, and you name the 3, 4, 5 people that you feel like can, I was like, it's still 99% of niggas that can't fuck with me.
That's a fact.
So it's like
that's a fact.
It's like if it's 5 other niggas in the conversation that can fuck with me, you basically telling me like 99.9% of niggas still can't fuck with me.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like you naming the niggas in the 0.1% to prove a point, and that actually proved my point.
Like, y'all gotta bring this nigga down to beat me. Bet then I won. This I was interested. So I got this from a clip. I guess shout out to the people that are paying Joe Budden $50 or $500, whatever the price is, to clip his shit. You ain't yet? Oh, y'all haven't heard that? You can pay. You can be basically like a super Patreon member, to clip Joe Budden's podcast, and you got to pay like it's an insane amount of money. I'll make sure I get this price right before Joe Budden clipper.
There's women that do this professionally that don't suck dick like that. Like,
yeah,
$500.
$500 per month to post podcast clips for the Joe Budden podcast.
I gotta pay him to post podcast clips? Yep. Nah. You paying a nigga to post fucking Isha CTE takes?
Behind the paywall.
What?
But this one showed up on my timeline, which the funny thing is less and less, and that's really what's gonna happen is like he'll make his money and cool whatever, but like the visibility and the popularity of this shit is just gonna keep going down and down because niggas ain't paying that. But this one showed up.
In theory, you'd think, you'd imagine, but we don't live in a normal society anymore. You can't eat lettuce no more. Niggas can't eat lettuce. I ain't never lived in a world where you couldn't eat lettuce.
All right, to the disease shit. I don't want to stay here, but it was nuts to me that it was like the first two headlines I saw about that shit was like Taco Bell gives you explosive diarrhea, and I'm like, well, we knew that. And then they went straight to like fresh produce might kill you, and I'm like, hold on, you can't go straight from Taco Bell.
But there's more. There is more.
Like, you can't go Taco Bell to fresh produce and put these shit like on the same line. I'm like, the Taco Bell stuff, cool, we get it. Been there, done that. And I've enjoyed Taco Bell a couple times in my life. And so they say, yo, that shit makes you sick? Absolutely. But like, they were like, hey, we go to the grocery store and that shit says fresh? Nah. And I'm like, this is America. But anyway, they were talking about it was most recognizable people. And Joe started off with, he's like, Mike Tyson is one of the 5 most recognizable people on the planet. And then he eventually scaled it back to top 10. And they started bringing up, and with the World Cup and stuff, is like, some of these people, I think it's really hard to gauge their popularity because we live in America. And so like the star popularity, like I'm aware, like Messi is out of here worldwide. Ronaldo is out of here worldwide. And there's a couple other ones. But I think it's hard to truly gauge that unless you just got to live in a different country because that's where, obviously, again, soccer's more popular. Well, I guess Mike Tyson as a base, excuse me, who is more recognizable than somebody like Mike Tyson? I also kind of want to I'm gonna exclude exactly one politician because probably the most recognizable face on the planet is the current president, but that's for a whole lot of reasons. But he's probably got the most recognizable face on planet Earth right now.
Trump not more recognizable than Obama, though.
I see Obama's up there. I think for a myriad of now they're recognizable for different reasons. Like I think everybody currently.
Now that's not to say Trump not just as recognizable, but he's not more recognizable than Obama.
That's fair. They both probably in like that top 3 to 5. But who else makes that list again? From like, not to be biased, but for like an American point of view, because again, soccer players aren't going to hit the same to us as they do to other people. I started thinking of just like, and it kept it to alive.
Taylor Swift.
Beyonce.
Yeah, I agree with both of those. Those are probably for musicians 1 and 2. They brought up Drake. I don't know if Drake's getting that off as far as being in that space. I don't quite view him the same way as like Taylor Swift and Beyonce.
Drake could walk in the bar right now next to I ain't even gonna say it. But but
oh man.
Yeah, Taylor Swift and Beyonce as far as musicians go. We putting Snoop up there?
Snoop, absolutely. Snoop is absolutely making that list. Because Snoop is, to me, the most popular rapper ever. Or like most famous rapper ever, I'm sorry.
Shaq is in there.
Shaq. Okay, hold up a second. Because I thought about this with Shaq. I'm going to just like pause beforehand because I don't know how to say this any other way. Like, is Shaq's face recognizable or is like the body of Shaquille O'Neal recognizable? Because he is just... No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like pause before him, but I'm like, because he's just so damn big. Like, is that why he's recognizable, or is it the face? Like, I think LeBron's got a more recognizable face than Shaq.
He was like, that nigga more ugly than him.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, no, I think Shaq's face is recognizable. Like, you ain't gonna just see a 7'1" nigga and be like,
No, but that's what I'm saying. No, but the 7'1", like, if you just did,
If
the
Shaq was like
headshot-
6'3", would he be as recognizable? Probably.
absolutely.
I think so. Shaq has a very like distinct face, and then when you add the physical shit to it, so yeah, I would say Shaq for sure.
Okay, if we're going on athletes, Jordan.
Now,
I
that's just an old
Jordan
drunk.
the face or a shoe brand. Like,
I don't know, man. How like recognizable Mike is at today, like July 22nd, 2026.
it's tough for like the super famous niggas, especially because he tries to like stay out the way for the most part. I mean, is Tiger still?
Yes, for every wrong reason, but yes. Yeah, Tiger
I'm like-
Woods is still one of the most recognizable American faces we have.
Is Brady?
I mean, he's got a new face every week. He couldn't be. How could he be?
Like, football players is a trip because like you see their faces the least because the sport they play, like them niggas have helmets on, and so there's not like a ton of noticeable, like this level of noticeable football faces. Like a lot of them.
Odell was
he might
the
just be the-
biggest face.
The Rock is
Odell,
on his list.
Mahomes, but even these guys is not probably closer to like top 30, 40 than they are top 10.
No, absolutely. Like
I got The Rock on the list.
The Rock is on the list.
The Rock is on there, yeah.
The Rock is close to the top 10.
But I guess are we doing the same thing with him that we doing with Shaq? Like, is it a physical thing or is it a face?
So I think the Rock's
I mean,
face
that's
is
for
more
Justin.
recognizable than I think the Rock's face is more recognizable than Shaq's.
Then Shaq?
Have you seen Shaq's face?
Nah, dog. No,
But,
dog.
again, but there's so much, and I get it. Both of them probably have it, but like to me, again, Shaq just being like the largest note. Like, for example, do y'all think Yao is? Do you feel like Yao is one of those faces? Like, would he be in this conversation, or is he more like sliding towards like 30 to 50?
What I'm not
Well, I
about
guess
to
are we
do
talking
is
about
get
Americans?
canceled because you want to prove a point. It's not what
No,
I'm
I'm
about
not
to
trying
do.
Looking like
That's
it's
not-
crazy.
I'm just being dead at. We know Yao Ming because he's 7'6". Like that's the most. That's the first fact you gonna like. Anybody says Yao, first thing you're thinking of is 7'6", and so that to me,
We can't really.
Yao
I
and
don't
Shaq
think
are-
we can operate with the idea of like, is it this or that? Like, it is. Like we can't really
recognizable or
make
not?
it. We can't really make it not that. Like the fact of the matter is just it's just that thing.
okay, if and I'm trying just before we move on, like just keeping again like per sport for basketball, I would argue is Steph's face as recognizable?
As
You
who?
saying like
Like
Mike
up there with
Tyson?
Shaq.
Oh,
No.
it's Shaq? No.
So so would y'all consider then Shaq is like the top as far as basketball players are concerned?
Yeah.
one of them for sure?
Okay, so we're not including Bron.
You could. Like, I'm not mad at him being included.
Yeah, you can include Braun.
All right, so we got Bron and Shaq. We're carrying over from
Include
basketball, football.
It ain't nobody in football that's gonna be on that list. I feel like. Now I think like when you talk about like certain niggas like Brady or even Peyton Manning, because if you talk about a distinct face or head, like
The most
but
the most
even
notable.
the most notable. No, go ahead, John.
No, I was just gonna say like, I think the most notable football player we've had over the last let's say 2000s, like just from a recognition standpoint, is Odell.
So
And I
was gonna
think
say
probably
Prime.
because of the hair.
The hair and
Because,
shit like that.
Yeah, I don't think
And I
Prime is in
also
that
don't
combo.
necessarily put him in that list with some of these people we talking about though. Even though they are like,
Dion to no. I get your
Prime
point,
was
Justin. I get your point for sure, but I think I think if we take it, I think Odell's just more
I think so. I
famous
think
than
like
Dion,
Prime.
let
I
alone
think
more.
Prime like the name is maybe bigger than the face for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
no,
And
no,
I
I could,
think it's
that's
like that with a lot of football players where the name is as a household name and more people know it, but there's a lot of niggas that wouldn't be able to point him out of a lineup. Like you was bald at one point, you got hair now.
that's bad. Oh, we didn't. Speaking of fucking nicknames, we didn't say Magic when it came to the NBA.
Ah, not now, then, or like all time, sure. But then if we talking like all time, then it's like Mike and Kareem and shit like that. So
No, well, because it's like technically for 2026, like Mike Tyson's, I don't think is at peak popularity, but I do think Mike Tyson is still that
noticeable.
noticeable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
I
is
don't think
Magic
Magic
that in
is.
2026?
I don't think so.
And I think Shaq get it because Shaq is still like in front of the camera. Shaq is still
Everywhere.
on
That's no.
commercials like and all of
Shaq
that
ain't
shit.
ever
Like,
turned
so
down a
it's
check.
not. Yeah, so it's. I think that's one of the reasons Shaq get it is because he's still in front of the camera today.
No, it's fair. I'm trying to think if anybody real quick in the NFL. Like, I agree with you. Odell's probably one. I'm trying to think if there's like, I don't think Mahomes has been the best football player for damn
He's
near.
up.
A
He's
decade.
he's not as far from like an Odell as you'd think. Now he cut his hair, so he's like just a regular mixed motherfucker now. But when he had the hair and all of that shit, then
Who you talking about, Mahomes?
yeah, then it was different.
I gotta ask because he's in here.
So is he?
Oh, go Will.
You about to say Travis Kelce?
Yeah.
I was
I'm
gonna
like,
say so. Is Mahomes more well known face right now than Travis Kelce?
No,
That's so tough.
not right now.
Kelsey has because of who he is married to, Travis Kelce over the last decade is a multiple time Super Bowl champion. I think they're like the second biggest sports podcast in the world. He's married to someone who's an argument for the most famous woman in the world. There's a lot going for him. That being said, and this is insane, I still don't know if that puts him above Odell.
No, I don't put him above.
No,
Odell.
I don't think nobody was arguing him being above Odell.
No.
So I guess
That's how crazy Odell's popularity is, though. Of like Travis can have all of that. Travis can have is on the current NFL dynasty. He's married to Taylor Swift. Like he's got this huge podcast. Like all that shit, and it's like, nah, the nigga with the hair and the one-handed catch still beating you, bro. Like,
So
Didn't Odell resign with the Giants?
yes, he did. He's an active NFL player.
That did.
where is Hove on this list then?
I was thinking about that when we started.
Well, not even just that, but all the stuff that Jason just said about Travis Kelce, who he married to, and also being the greatest rapper of all time.
I don't even think Jay's in like the top. I think there is, if you just go on like off face being recognized, I could probably get. I think Wayne is higher because of the face tats, and I think like that look you're gonna Lil Wayne looks like the rapper.
Lil Wayne not more noticeable than Jay-Z. When we say noticeable, I'm saying like if somebody see them person and they look and they say that's so and so, based on just the face, Lil Wayne is not more like recognizable than Jay-Z. I think last weekend just showed us that, or 2 weeks ago at this point. 2 weeks ago just showed us that.
That's performing and stuff. I'm saying like the only thing I would count potentially against Wayne is because we're now seeing like a second version of him, right? It's like when you have like Wayne when he had like the super long dreads and he
like
looked
10
a
years
certain
ago,
way.
that probably would have been true. Today, that's not true.
The blonde dreads Wayne. I'd give Hove over. I'd probably say Hove over that. I'm not sure if like in his prime Wayne the way he looked I think was more noticeable than Jay.
Yeah, in his prime for sure.
What other rappers?
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube's definitely on that list. I think Cube would Hove would be an interesting convo. I'm not sure. I'd go definitively either way.
Oh God.
Like, that's
Not see, I can't roll with it today with that beard and shit. But
what-
like
no. It's
like
like the picture in my head is
clean,
definitely
yeah,
like
clean
no hair
shaven. You
Eminem.
know,
Like
yeah, clean shaven Eminem for sure up there.
we said Snoop. Uh, again, keeping it to people that are
For
alive. 'Cause, like,
reasons,
yeah.
for reasons, Puffy.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Is Oprah on the list?
Yes.
Oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
Oprah's evergreen. Oprah, Snoop Dogg, Shaq, like Mike Tyson, like they'll never leave the list.
Is Steve Harvey?
Yeah, yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
Like what you get into like just entertainment in general? It's like Steve got to be up there
For sure. Stephen A.
Okay, so Stephen A is weird to me.
You're a
I'm
Stephen A. hater.
not even being a hater. I don't truly know how, I will defer. I'm just genuinely asking.
Stephen A is very famous. Like outside of sports, like Stephen A is very famous.
He on one of the big. Don't he got like a recurring like part on one of the biggest TV shows or some shit like that?
He's like on General Hospital every other month.
Yeah, General Hospital. That's one of the biggest and longest running TV shows like of all time. I think General Hospital been coming on for a long time.
I ain't gonna lie. The first time I think I ever saw a clip of that shit, I thought it was AI. Like it just looked fake to me. I just like.
If
I remember
Stephen A
seeing
only
it.
if Stephen A stopped doing First Take Tomorrow and only did General Hospital, he'd probably be a bigger deal. Like Stephen A is really good on that show.
Okay, so Stephen A. Is there any other living like sports media people?
Sports media gets
Hold on.
interesting.
General Hospital been on. This shit says General Hospital has been on television for over 63 years.
I believe it.
That's
This shit
believe it.
premiered April 1st, 1963.
Mind you,
Nah, it's
they've canceled mad soap operas, and there's only like 3 that's left. Like General Hospital, Young and the Restless, and another one. But like, yeah,
I'm trying to think. Like I don't like Dan Pat. Like I'm trying to just in sports media brand. I'm like some of like the biggest names is like Dan Patrick.
It's-
Obviously is a legend. He's been
I
at
don't.
forever.
Shit, Stephen A is like so far. Well, Pat, if we counting that.
He been
That's-
on that bitch for 10 years. He's
Is
been on
Pat-
General Hospital for 10 years.
But is
Pat
Pat
is-
big outside of sports? Because you got to transcend
I don't-
sports. I feel like
that's
to
a
be
good
on
point.
this
It's a good
list. I'm
point.
not sure
It's a good
Pat
point.
does that.
It's a good point. Good point.
I don't think he's
Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
Like I would again, like I think Chris Berman, but like Chris don't transcend sports. He's just so huge inside sports. That's Stephen A might be the only nigga.
It's probably just Stephen A. Yeah, it's probably just Stephen A.
Damn. Yeah. Okay. So Stephen A. from there. Actors. I know there's like again. I'm not the big movie guy, but like again, I'm just kind of throwing out some of the names that they were
Smith.
talking about. Like Tom Hanks is up.
I don't even
there.
want to get into actors. That's a whole nother thing. Let's not even get into that because we be going.
But again, you got to keep the niggas who
Yeah,
be in like.
the actors might be the cheat code.
yeah, like.
But
that's
you,
not
but
even-
niggas who are truly in like top 10 contention, like it's not just you noticeable, but you got to be like
Actors is
Denzel would
different.
make
It's,
it.
it's different with actors though because like, and obviously even naming the not regular niggas, but like naming some of the top niggas like Denzel and Will Smith, or you get into the Tom Cruise is like the shit. Like
Where do
movies are premiering here and they premiering over there in another language. Like so, it's like they seen like like everybody seeing them niggas. So it's
Yeah,
like,
because even if we keep like this all started, if we keeping this just American eyes, it's mad actors. Like
No.
it's mad actors.
like and I'm talking about down to like who a nigga who like just you wouldn't. Some people may not think he top 10, but even if you think about like a Michael B. Jordan, like as far as like he ain't like one of the top 10 top actors or no shit like that, but just a nigga who's been in a lot of really good movies. And like I said, this shit, whatever Creed was over in Japan in fucking Japanese, they had the Japanese dub of it, or it was over in fucking Iraq and Iran and shit like that. Like wherever you can get your movies at. So I think actors is a different. That's when they say there's levels to this shit.
For
Are we
sure.
classifying Will Smith as just an actor?
Oh, not in my book, but you know.
Not as just an actor, but like I mean, he's probably one of the most famous people. Period.
That's what I was gonna say. Like Will's got to feel
Like
like
regardless of American, non-American, like he like one of them.
I thought too is like again, it's keeping it like mostly American, but like even some of the people obviously that have like not American, but like you definitely feel their impact. So like another name they brought up was like Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan was on my list until you said until you said American only.
So it's from an American perspective. They technically don't have to be American, but like I wanted specifically was like because I don't feel like the soccer players hit over here, and that was one of the big ones. But I know technically, again, niggas know Messi, niggas know Ronaldo, but I don't really know if like
Like I don't know
really
their faces
like
though.
that.
Like I know that. Like I know
Yeah.
their names. I've heard their names for over however many years. Like I've been hearing their name shit probably over 10 years for sure for both of them niggas.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm going back,
That's like
probably 12 plus years between like Messi and Ronaldo and shit like that. But like I wouldn't be able to point them niggas out in the crowd. Like if I was the first nigga to walk into a room that they were in, like I wouldn't be like, oh shit. Like I would have to see other niggas in there making a big deal to know these niggas was a big deal type shit.
no, that's how I feel about another thing is like I know Wayne Gretzky's like the greatest hockey player ever and maybe the greatest like team sport nigga ever. His face is not recognizable to me. Like I'm not sitting there being like, damn, I would just point out Wayne Gretzky like without thinking about it. Let's see here, a couple more names before we move on. I'm trying to make sure we didn't miss nobody crazy. Madonna?
Probably. It's more generational though, because I feel like for this it gotta span generations, and I'd know Madonna, but I don't think like a nigga that's 16 would know Madonna. A nigga that's 16 would know Shaq.
Yeah, and that's when we talk about like some of these people that's still in front of the camera to be still seen.
It's
Because like for the most part, most of the people we named are like active in some way, like not maybe necessarily active in their original field, but active as far as still being forward facing to the camera. So, like, who have we named that ain't in front of the camera no more? Like, who do we got on this list that can't still be seen like on the regular or often?
See, if I start naming names, it's just gonna expose the fact I don't watch TV at all. And niggas gonna say like I'm gonna say something crazy, and it's like niggas just gonna be like,
that's not like breaking.
I'm like is like dead ass. Is like is Oprah still doing a show?
No, nigga.
Okay, so like so she would be Will said somebody not in front of the camera, but you still know like how long Oprah been away from her show.
But that's Oprah though.
No, but that's to his question though. He's like who can keep that kind of fame while not being directly in front of the camera. And
I think when you say keep, like how long do you got to keep it? Because it's like this might be a different conversation 10 years from now. Like if Oprah ain't doing shit where she forward facing anymore. Like I don't think the Oprah show been off TV. Like it's been probably off for a few years, but it ain't been like 10 years or no shit like that. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when we talk about like a nigga like Michael Jordan. Like the name, the shoes, and all that, but it's like when you talk about like just him,
it might be
and his face. Let me see.
Do we feel any of like the high end comedians like Dave, Cat, like any comedian that comes to mind where it's like they got to be on that list?
Oh shit, 2011, 15 years.
Yeah, Kevin Hart, Chappelle, Cat. That's it though. Chris Rock for reasons, but Chris Rock.
Eddie Murphy ain't on. Eddie ain't up there.
Eddie is on there. That's probably it though. Living.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to think of some white guys, but nah.
Got I don't even know what the fuck his name is. I know he shows up on the Breakfast Club like once a year, but I can't remember his name.
You talking about TK?
Nah,
no, He was either talking about Andrew Schultz or Gary Owen, and he was gonna piss me off either way.
Oh yeah, no,
he was talking about.
He was gonna piss me off either way.
Oh yeah, he did say white guys. My bad.
I was like, I don't remember his name. I just know he shows up on the Breakfast Club a bunch, and I'm just like, all right.
The chat said Bernie. I don't know if Bernie in there. Bernie could have been in there.
If he was alive, yeah.
Yeah.
Bernie could have been in there. He been gone.
Nah, Bernie would definitely would have made it if he's alive. Again, there's a lot of names if you take into deceased. Like there's a lot of names that then that list changes. Cause then yeah. But what's the word? So we didn't talk about Love Island at all, and we're not here to discuss Love Island, but it did make me think, and y'all have been in relationships.
Out the mud.
No, it's not Love Island, I promise y'all. What is though like the worst show you've ever had to like watch and finish, whether that's like because you personally just decided, hey, look, it was fire for first couple of seasons and it kind of died down, but I still wanted to finish it. It was either, or you watched it because your partner. What's like the worst show though you've probably like ever forced yourself to finish?
The worst show I forced myself to finish?
Yeah.
That's tough because like worst show meaning like it was never good. Now, if you want to say like a show that you finished that just fell off in the end, like a show you forced yourself to finish. Let's take worst out of it. I forced myself to finish Snowfall because Snowfall just falls off a cliff like the last 2 seasons. Like after John Singleton passes, that show falls off a cliff. And I always go back to that because Snowfall, those first 3 seasons of Snowfall are pound for pound the best TV I've ever seen. But that's probably it. Other than that, I would generally just stop watching the show. Like I haven't watched any of the Powers in a very long time. Like
we in the same boat.
What else? And other than that, like I feel like shows may have like some rough patches in the middle, but they finish strong. So yeah, that's like. But Snowfall is the one that I had to force myself to finish.
Yeah, I don't think. I'll go ahead.
I was gonna say because I know this is going back like probably like 2 months now, 3 months. Did you end up finishing The Boys?
Oh shit, The Boys, dog. I'm so glad you brought that back to my mind because I'm sitting here. I couldn't remember. Literally 2 shows this year, Euphoria and The Boys. 2 of the biggest waste of time I had to force myself to get through every week. The Boys last 2 seasons, last 2.5 maybe, but last 2 seasons, absolute dog shit. Euphoria this last season, some of the worst like time I've had watching the show. Like I'll give it to both of them that they at the very least had moments throughout the final season where you remembered why it was great at a point in time, but it was just bad, man. It was bad.
I saw that one clip from The Boys, and all I remember, I sent it to y'all, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I know y'all watch this. What the fuck's going on?
It used to be special. It used to be special.
I think it's a lot of shows. It's a lot of shows like that though that start off strong or start off. I don't think it was ever anything that I like to where I say a worst show that I never finished. But it's definitely like a lot of these shows you start to see they go on too long.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they try to squeeze out those extra seasons when it's like you should have stopped 2 seasons ago.
Everybody wants that syndication. Once you get to 100 episodes, they can start running replays on shit. Everybody keeps getting paid forever. Like were y'all ever big into sitcoms? Or like any sitcoms that that y'all fuck with?
Sure. Sure.
I said I watched Neighborhood, and Tony said I watch old people TV. So,
I mean, it is, but that's not. I didn't say it's a bad show. I just said it's old people TV. Sitcom, like laugh track sitcom, or just general like.
Yeah, I think there's probably too many of them that are laugh track to like really want to sit there and like separate them. So we'll just all inclusive for sitcoms. Like there's too many of them shits use a laugh track at this point.
Let me think. Obviously, like the classics, like Martin, Fresh Prince, My Wife and Kids, shit like that.
Y'all, everybody hates Chris people.
Oh yeah,
I fucked with Everybody Hates Chris. Like you said, Fresh Prince. Friends was cool. I had like a stretch of watching Friends.
I will
Friends was cool.
always to that living single, but I will always love Friends because Friends is just an easy watch. Like Friends is just some shit you can have.
It's like some shit you can just throw on TV. Like you ain't gotta remember where you left off. Like it's just like one of those things you can always throw on, and you're gonna always catch a few good moments in there. So Friends
it's
cool.
just a good time. Yeah, those are some ones that I can think of. Like
another
off
one
the
that
top.
I had another one that I like watched here and there. Like I don't think I ever fully got into it. Was that '70s show? Like
I was a
remember,
big
like,
That '70s Show fan.
I remember
That '70s show has
watching
moments.
it, but
Cannot watch
I
it
remember
now
watching
for
it and having moments.
reasons.
You want to talk about
But
for reasons?
for reasons, but yeah, I love That '70s Show. Loved it.
I had stretches of that. Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm.
Boy Meets World. That's a classic.
Boy Meets World was a bang. Boy Meets World
out
just
to
have a
Topanga.
random episode where it get mad dark. It'd be like
Every time Sean, they like, hey, you want to hear something about Sean's life? Like
Sean.
I ain't gonna lie. We might need to put it on the list for next week. We might need to write sitcoms. Because Boy Meets World is top
heat.
2. Boy Meets World
Absolutely.
might be top 2.
I was like, I don't know.
We might have got to get them in a bracket.
This might be cultural because I grew up in the White House. Like, would y'all? Because the reason I got to this topic in my head is because did y'all ever watch 2.5 Men?
Didn't watch it. No, I didn't watch it.
Heard of it. Yeah, never watched it.
All right. So Charlie Sheen and if you're not familiar with Charlie Sheen's story, nigga was doing drugs, acted great when he was on drugs, eventually took too many drugs, crashed out. Cool. He is so damn good on that show, and that show ain't shit without him. But it was like you see this decline of like, all right, like the chemistry between specifically like him and the brother in the show, like it's fire, it's dope. Does a lot of heavy lifting because the jokes are whatever, it's formulaic because it's a sitcom, cool. Once you could see about like, because you can like kind of watch him crash out in real time where he just don't want to be there anymore. Like he does an episode where this nigga does not open his eyes. Like he's always the drunk brother, but like he dead ass is like he wakes up on the stairs to start an episode and does not open his eyes the entire time. He's like, nah, man, I'm hungover still, and it's like, nigga, this is days later. Like you were like, so, but it crashes so badly. And I haven't watched the interview with him. He was like, part of why, besides the coke, that he did what he did was he was like, we had basically 5 cast members, like recurring cast members, and we had 4 jokes, and I was over it. And Charlie Sheen at that point is like, he was getting several $1 million an episode. He was Wild Thing, obviously been in other super huge hit movies. Like he was one of the premier movie stars on the planet. And when he was like, fuck it, I'm done, they're like, nah, you got a contract. And he said, bet, let me see how wild I can be for y'all to let me out of this contract. But that was the show where I was like, it starts off so good and then just declines so fast. Did y'all ever watch Big Bang Theory? I'm pulling out all the white shows.
I watched Big Bang Theory today, mind you.
Big Bang Theory is great. Big Bang Theory's got 12 seasons. And it's like, after season 7 or 8, it's like you start to see the decline. And even the actors, shout out to Matt, he's going to Comic-Con this weekend, but he sat in on a writing for Big Bang Theory. And this is back when it was still on TV, and it was like, the writers were over it, the cast was over it, but they had renewed for like 2 or 3 seasons. And they were like, Jim Parsons won't even talk about Sheldon. He's like, I was so fucking stressed out doing that role. Like, I'm tired. I'm over it. Like, I don't ever want to do that shit again.
Dog, Jim Parsons making like $20 million to do that fucking show.
No, but to say, like, he was making all that money, and he's still like, nah, I'm not. Fuck Sheldon Cooper. And I'm like, I get it.
Respect.
That whole cast makes an insane amount from residuals. But it's like,
Yes.
Big Bang Theory was dope. 2.5 Men, I remember I watched as a kid. What else? I know I'm missing one. Yeah, that 70s show and Friends would be on. I don't think I'm missing any other ones right now. Yeah.
Did y'all watch George Lopez?
Did watch George Lopez.
Yeah.
I gotta hop off, fellas. I will catch y'all next week.
All right. We got here. The But no, so yeah, George Lopez is fine because I've watched George Lopez in like the same kind of experience people like talk about, a joke about online. Like you would just wake up in the middle of the night and that shit would be on, and it was like that's
like I can always hear the fucking theme song, the intro. So
that's right. And so I'm like, but George is great because a lot of that shit though they kept putting on like, and I don't know if that was just because how like the TV. I know TV ratings have gotten like lighter. And so certain things are like they got to be on later at night because of like whatever they're talking about. Were you a Full House guy?
I fucked with Full House.
See, Full House I couldn't get into. I tried, but I could not get into Full House. Not my
Full House.
That and Seinfeld. I don't do the whole Seinfeld. I don't do dry humor. That shit just doesn't.
Yeah, I didn't get into Seinfeld.
Yeah. What else I got here? Tony's out, but I got a couple here. So this for some short form stuff before we head out, because I also got ref class. So this is simply so Wemby right now. Wemby just re-signed 5 years, 250, and T-Mac was on the show is because T-Mac and Vince Carter got a show. And he was like, I think he's like, I think Wemby's gonna be super locked in this year. He's like, I think he's winning every award. He's gonna go do the Hakeem shit, right? He's gonna get MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, all that shit. Now, most people just believe he's gonna win Defensive Player of the Year every year that he's just healthy and alive because he's gonna lead the NBA in blocks by a mile. You see niggas literally not shoot when he's in the paint. So the idea of this game is I'm gonna give you 5 names. These guys are all either in their prime, excuse me, or relatively young, and it's do they have a chance to win Defensive Player of the Year while Wemby is, I put alive, but we'll say playing at least the minimum amount of games.
Okay.
So it's just simply a yes or no if you think they got a chance to essentially steal the award from him.
Okay.
So first name we got up, nigga who finished second this year and Wemby bitched in the playoffs, Chet Holmgren.
No.
You don't think he could ever like just sneak in 1 year where he might block a few more? Do you think they would start giving it to people if they're like close? Like if they just get close to Wemby in terms of defensive impact? Okay, that's fair.
I think so. Well, we'll go through the list, but
next one up, he was a heavy favorite going into the year. Dyson Daniels.
Maybe.
He's where I think someone's gonna have to get it, which is they're gonna have to be a perimeter defender. I think it's gonna be really.
Well, that's what I was going. That's kind of the thing I was getting at with Chet. Like, so the same way when like Rudy was winning, and I think it was that Marcus Smart that snuck one in or something like that. Like, it's gonna be. You're not gonna give it to somebody that does the same thing Wemby does. It's gonna have to be somebody that's doing it on the perimeter. Getting X amount, 4 or 5 steals a game type shit.
No, that's valid. Which probably brings us to then our next one. Well, just recently traded, now is on the same team as Dyson Daniels. Lou Dort.
No.
I can't wait till Lou Dort gets a regular ass.
He's not like you not. I don't think he's not even the best defender on the team.
You think that you would take Dyson over him?
I would.
No, that's fair. Excuse me. This I threw in because I'm trying to be respectful. Does Rudy Gobert collect his record-breaking 5th Defensive Player of the Year before he retires?
Not if Wemby is healthy and plays enough games.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. You think this one's kind of like, again, same logic where like Gobert might be the one guy who could probably damn near equal him in blocks. Like Gobert puts up a shit ton of blocks.
The only way, so I would say the only way Gobert will win another one is he would obviously have to do what he kind of did the other years he wanted, but I think the Timberwolves overall will have to just be like a dominant defensive team.
So if you
like best defensive player on the best defensive team type shit, like.
No, it's valid. That's super valid. And our last name up here, a guy who maybe is the best perimeter defensive player in the NBA, Derek White.
I don't think Derek White could get it.
No, for Derek White. So we got out of
I
people.
thought you would. I thought you would have mentioned one of the Thompson twins. Which one is that? Which one is the one that's?
Us on the men.
I think
Right,
either
Pistons?
Rockets, right? Or is he the Pistons?
I get them fucked
One
up.
of them.
I think a men is the Pistons.
One of them. Whichever one be locking shit up.
I might have it backwards.
But yeah, I definitely think. I definitely think it would be a perimeter defender though.
What if we just honorary sixth? If I put Asar in there, do you think Asar's got a chance?
I think
He
he
got
has
the
a
longest
chance. Yeah, I think he got a chance.
Right, we gonna put him then. So you go. So out of everybody, to a chance to win a defensive player while Victor Wembanyama is alive. Chet, no. Dyson Daniels, you did say maybe. Lou Dort, no. Rudy Gobert, no. Derek White, no. And Asar Thompson, you would give a maybe.
So I would say my two possibles would be Dyson Daniels and Asar Thompson.
Asar is young as hell. Man, I hope they get a jump shot one day. I just like. I know it's obvious.
I think it started getting questionable though when they're going into year 4 now.
Yeah.
You're going into year 4 and we ain't seeing signs of it yet. Like you got to start
Oh
questioning.
no, year 3.
Are they going into year 3?
Yeah, so they got 24. They were drafted 24, so they played 24, 25, and then 25, 26. And then now this upcoming season, year 3.
I mean, year 3, you got to start seeing signs of a jumper. If not, and it's like, all right, are y'all really working on it?
It's why there's only one Kawhi and only one Jaylen Brown. Like, they the only niggas who really got, like, reliable jump shots after coming to the league, and it was like... And Kawhi wasn't even, like, a bad jump shot. Like, Kawhi was, like, a good offensive player at SDSU. He just... Because he played with the Spurs, and it was, like, you the de facto 4th, sometimes 5th option, because obviously, like, Duncan, Ginobili, Parker, he just wasn't able to be, like, that level of offensive player. But...
Yeah.
Nah. Fuck. See, everybody agrees on Lou Dort. Lou Dort ain't shit without an OKC whistle. That's all you're saying. That's. I'm up front with that hate. I'm up front with like my top 5 hate before we get out of here. Lou Dort easily. Mahomes. Although Mahomes is a much more respectful hate. Mahomes is just too successful, and then niggas got my birthday. Who else?
Hating your birthday twin is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like. So, yeah, Lou Dort, completely disrespectful. Mahomes, but it's respectful. Who else is in my hate list? I'll say I don't think I hate him the way people think I do, but like I'll put SGA because I'm always critical of him. I don't think I'm the biggest SGA hater, but I'll put him on there for accountability reasons. Who else? Man, I should be able to do this easier.
Chicago.
I don't hate Chicago. I got y'all finishing. It's my preview. I got y'all finishing second in the division this year for the Bears. I like Caleb Wilson. I think the Lions will bounce back. That's my only, and that's this. And y'all said those cousins, so like I'm still Chicago. I'm with you.
We got that chef though.
Yeah, but them niggas still was like out of everything the Bears did good last season. And, like, the Lions had their worst season the last couple years. It was, like, that was still, like, the matchup where it was, like, are they still kicking teeth in?
I mean, that was the first game we played them. They definitely beat our ass.
They went 2-0,
won
right?
the second game. Yeah, they won the second game, but it wasn't like the first game.
That was close.
Yeah, the first game, it was like, oh, shit, it's going to be a long season.
Not been there. A fucking Colts game. Oh, man. Hey. I'll get y'all my next 2 hated next week. I gotta get ready to go to ref. Hey man, with that being said, appreciate y'all as always. Man, look, I ain't telling no secrets this week. I kept my NDA. I ain't signed an NDA, but I kept my word on it. I didn't give away any secrets of the trade.
How long is training?
So I'm going to be. So my first scrimmage that I ref is August 8th, and my first game is 15th. But I have class every Wednesday until I think October, and then it goes to every other Wednesday, and then I don't think there's any classes in December because of like holidays and shit, and so they don't even try to like. They just tell everybody, hey, look, we don't even try in December. Like, go do whatever you're gonna do holiday wise, be with your family, and then come back January again. It's back to every other week, and then yeah, and then I switch classes if I stay in it in literally in a year because then I'll be a year 2 ref, and they have different rules. So I damn near just got to show up and like just look like I might throw a flag. They say as a year 1 ref, they're like, we don't even want you throwing your flag. Like the white hat might take your flag. They don't want you throwing one. I'm like, bet. Y'all just gonna pay me to be there? Perfect. But with that being said, don't forget to check us out. YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, TikTok. Watch the shorts. Appreciate y'all for tuning in for the shorts this week. Instagram, Twitter, y'all know where to find us. We're going to be back next week. We out.
Yeah.